Thank you, Your Excellency. Please let me start by expressing our appreciation to Prime Minister Modi and the Government of India for initiating this BRICS BIMSTEC summit. And I would like to join the other heads of state who have expressed condolences with regard to the passing of His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej of Thailand, who was central to the unity of his country. For us, BRICS is a group of emerging economic powers that holds great potential to contribute to the peace and development of our region and beyond. Its members include both the world's largest consumer markets as well as producer countries. That presents gigantic opportunities for BIMSTEC members to bring economic growth to our region through fair trade and responsible investments. We welcome China's policy of peaceful development and India's shift from its Look East policy towards an Act East policy, which reflects a strong commitment to engage more deeply with the Eastern-friendly neighbors, Myanmar and other Southeast Asian nations. We are where South Asia and Southeast Asia meets. It is also where different cultures and civilizations meet, so we can serve as a land bridge to connect the two regions for the benefits of its peoples. Excellencies, today's theme of our meeting is partnership in opportunities. We also need to make partnership not just for opportunities, but also for addressing challenges that confront our regions and beyond. Today's age of information and technology, as well as a globalized world, provides both opportunities and creates challenges. Under these circumstances, the fruits of our partnership in opportunities will not be sustainable unless we forge partnerships in the addressing of challenges. Our region is confronted with numerous security threats, including rising terrorism, violent extremism, climate change, natural and man-made disasters, and even the danger of nuclear proliferation. Rising terrorism has become a source of common concern. We must be united in standing together against all forms and manifestations of violent extremism relating to religious, cultural, and social intolerance. At this point, I would like to mention that we sympathize wholly with regard to the terrorist acts that took place in Uri not so long ago. In the northern part of Rakhine State, in my country too, armed attackers have committed coordinated attacks against border posts, which have left many casualties. This has resulted in a rise of mistrust and misunderstanding in those areas. We have been trying to resolve this issue while maintaining the rule of law, which is difficult for a very young democracy such as ours. We are ready to admit the difficulties that we have to face, and we would like our friends and neighbors across the world to recognize the complexities of the situation that is a great challenge, not just to our country, but to peace and stability throughout the region. Having identified extremism as a root of terrorism, we need to explore the causes of extremism. And in this, we need to join hands together and to consider the situation in an objective and not an emotional matter. Excellencies, connectivity and people-to-people contact is important to understand each other better and to strengthen cooperation among countries, especially in BIMSTEC, which many consider to be one of the least integrated and least connected regions in the world. That is a challenge that we have to face together. To improve connectivity, we are ready to invest more in education and human resource development. As many of the BIMSTEC members, including my own, are among the least developed countries, we feel that there should be a priority for these countries to be given trade preferences and greater development assistance by the member states of BRICS. Development of connectivity offers both opportunities and dangers. When we open the doors for fresh air, other things fly in as well. We all have to be mindful of the side effects of strong physical connectivity, such as the already complicated issue of illegal migrations and border security, human smuggling, trafficking in persons, and drug trafficking. In this regard, we must address this most important issue to save millions of people worldwide from being trapped under the menace of human trafficking. This issue of modern-day slavery has been widely recognized as one of the most pervasive human rights violations that pose a serious threat to human dignity, security, and development. We need to step up to intensify the global efforts to combat human trafficking in a collective and concerted manners. Excellencies, allow me to touch briefly on developments in my own country, which is undergoing a peaceful democratic transition following the 2015. Although we are still far from our destination, we wish to thank all our friends far and near for the support pledged or rendered to our new government in this transition process. We have much to do, but we are determined to do it. Since our government came into office on the 31st March of 2016, we have set up priorities for the achievement of a long-lasting peace and national reconciliation. These are prerequisites for the successful implementation of policies aimed at fulfilling the social and economic needs of our people. At the same time, we are reaching out to the international community for a new approach to deepen engagement and cooperation at both the regional and international levels. Our door is now wide open for responsible foreign investments that could provide much-needed employment opportunities. Our 12-point economic policy is designed to foster equitable development in line with our policy of national reconciliation. This new economic policy has also been crafted to meet many of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, including poverty alleviation, the enhancement of infrastructure investment, agriculture, private sector, and SMEs. We would welcome any responsible foreign investor from our partners and from BRICS and BIMSTEC. Excellencies, I would like to put special emphasis on the peace efforts in our country. We lie, as I said, at the link between Southeast Asia and South Asia. It is important that our country be at peace, that our whole region may be at peace and may enjoy the benefits of stability. Our efforts for peace are complex. We are a nation made up of many different ethnic nationalities, and so far we have been able to achieve ceasefire agreements with 8 of the many armed ethnic groups who have to be part of the peace process. We hope that the remaining ethnic armed organizations which have not yet signed the ceasefire agreements will also join us before too long, that the peace conference may be able to go forward to a successful conclusion. As I mentioned earlier, we have to face challenges in the Western Rakhine state of our country. In this, I ask for the understanding of our friends far and wide. The challenge is a complex one. There have been communal tensions throughout many, many decades, and these tensions cannot be resolved in a day. And as we have to build our democratic traditions alongside our efforts towards national reconciliation and peace, we have to work at several directions at the same time. We hope that you will understand that our efforts towards national reconciliation and communal peace are truly genuine. We have to take a step-by-step approach because our people are not yet used to the democratic process, which requires responsibilities as well as the recognition of rights. Repeatedly, we have had to emphasize that democracy entails responsibilities as well as rights. Each and every people are responsible for the peace of our country. And I believe that each and every country in the world is responsible for the peace of our globe. I hope, therefore, that you will join us in the battle against misunderstanding, against intolerance, against demands that cannot be made because we are suffering from decades of deprivation politically, socially, and economically. To overcome these deprivations, we need the cooperation, not just of the member states present now at this table, but far beyond. As Prime Minister Modi said very succinctly, any forms of violent terrorism are unacceptable anywhere in this world. It cannot provide any positive contribution to the progress of the globe in which we live. We know too well the cost of conflict and strife. We have seen too much anger and hatred and resentment and demands instead of offers of service. We would like our world to be a kinder world, a world that gives place to giving as well as receiving. I always draw the attention of our friends as well as our own people for the need to contribute to peace through compassion and kindness. I'm always troubled by not just the condemnation of corruption in the sense of economic corruption, but corruption in the sense of values that erode peace and stability anywhere throughout our world. Greed, anger, fear, and ignorance. These corrupt human nature, these corrupt our world. I would like us all to think of more positive means of achieving greater development, not by inflaming resentment, not by igniting the anger of the deprived, but by enhancing positive traits of human nature everywhere, that we may proceed towards our goals in a more positive manner. I have wanted our country to be part of a more progressive world, but progressive not just in material terms, but also in human terms. I hope that as I sit at this table, I may be able to appeal to all of you to give greater understanding to those of us who have been deprived of the right to stand tall in this globe as a responsible and positively contributing member of our international community. Thank you.
No doubt, she's a stunning woman, and as she rightly puts it, sensuality and intelligence go hand in hand. But clearly, people only see what meets the eye. After her video went viral,